this book away. I've never been much of a writer, but from time to time it's not a bad habit to get into, I guess. Great. Okay. You know, I still have yet to see King Green around. Fucking asshole just dipped. Is he gone for good? Let's fucking hope not. BG already went missing. Don't need this fucker gone too. And don't even get me started on Halo. Fucking hell. Cool. Well, I don't think I really have much to do today. I cleaned up the attic here yesterday. Oh shit. Who's knocking down here? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, wrong
Oh,
door.
hey. Uh, this is the front door, is it not?
Technically, but that's not the main area, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I
Yeah, no, that's
I'll be
just
honest, I
the.
didn't even look over here.
That's fair. I mean, I made a full path towards here, and
I I,
I made bushes
I
too.
thought you just I thought you just had a backyard or something. I didn't really think of it like that.
I mean,
I
that's
just saw the
fair.
door.
It
It
does
said
look a
Home
bit like
of
a.
Coup Hellfire. I just wanted to knock. I'm sorry.
It's fine. So, what's up? What do you want?
I wanted to come say hi, and check in on you. How have you been?
I've been, I guess. Can't really say it was good or bad. Just been.
I know it's been a few days since I saw you and the others helping out at the guild, making sure it was all clean and all that. Just wanted to check in.
God, it's only
There
been a
was
few
another
days.
pressing matter.
I feel like a week. So okay. What's up?
Um, well, you'll know that, well, I assume you know because that's what they said, but anyway, do you know that Simon is awake?
Awake, awake.
Yeah, he woke up a couple days ago.
Uh,
He's been living at Meredith's that way.
Now I know.
Yeah, Meredith and Jep have been taking care of him since long before Asher and Moss left, and
Wait, so
he
he's
finally woke up.
he's like okay, like completely okay.
Yeah, yeah, no, he's fine. Thank God. It really was just a coma.
Holy shit! I'll be honest.
His eyes were just really knocked out.
I've definitely been thinking it was gonna end up being something worse. I've definitely had those thoughts. I am so fucking glad it's just a coma.
Believe me, I did too. And I've been visiting him as much as I could, with the revolution and all, and then
Honestly, have
stupidly going after Escher and Moss.
I
And
never really asked anyone where Simon was being kept, so you know.
well, good news is he's awake.
Yeah.
And did you want to go inside, by the way?
If you want to, do we have like is there something important?
I don't know. It's been a long day. I kind of want to sit down. Do you mind? Do
Well, okay.
you have like a porch or something?
There's if you no, if you want to sit down, it would be up here. I have
Ah,
seats set up here. Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to intrude or anything.
No, no, it's fine.
Sorry, I've had a long day. Where
Yeah,
was I?
looks like it.
Yeah, Simon. Okay, so Simon woke up just a few days ago. I yesterday took him out on a walk just so he can get used to walking again. It's been over a month.
Okay, yeah, that makes
And
sense.
right. So I showed him Quartz Gardens and we came across that sign, the post that Melody made about, all the names of the people that got lost recently,
Melody?
like Rob, Luna, and the Asphodel people. And while we were there,
Wait. What do you
what?
mean? What do you mean Melody made it?
Oh, Melody's the one that made the board in Quartz Gardens. You've seen it before?
Yeah, I just always thought that it was Anna who made it.
No, no, Melody made it.
Huh.
Um, from what I know, Anna's the one who wrote Sesby on the board, but that was while I was gone too. So anyway,
Okay, well,
so I
that's
was
kind of
showing Simon
go
it
on.
just so Simon could see it. I didn't even I think I told him that Melody made it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was just yesterday, and while we were there, one of your friends came across the god, Reggie.
Wait, you saw Reggie?
Yeah, and not like how I saw King Green when he looked a lot more like you. He was like Reggie was just this their own person.
No fucking way. No, wait, really?
Yeah,
You should.
were they
Wait,
walked.
as in, okay, was it a place? Was the area around you pitch black?
No, we were just standing there in Quartz Gardens. They
What?
just walked up behind us and just surprised me and said that they were a god. I was
Reggie,
taken aback.
Reggie showed you himself in person.
Yes, that is what happened.
Whoa, Reggie never did that ever. It was always in people's minds. Fuck, creepy, but still, she really in person. Wait, what did he do?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, wait, it's Reggie. What did he do? Did he
Um,
offend you in any way? Because I know Reggie can sometimes say stuff because he does not understand people's feelings at all. So did he say anything fucked up by accident?
I don't know about fucked up, but it was kind of weird. He had a piece of paper that had the coordinates for Asphus
Well,
and gave it to Simon.
he is God of knowledge after all. So,
Okay, yeah, that is true. I didn't think much of it at the time. I thought he was just being creepy. But
the thing
anyway,
is, creepy still pretty much works because Reggie just does not at all understand emotions. Like he's complete, like he may be the God of knowledge, but that's all just logic that he's working with. When it comes to emotions, he's like, why don't you do this thing that seems logical more so than this thing that seems to make sense with emotions? You know?
well, I don't want to be rude. I probably shouldn't say creepy. It was just unsettling. The guy just walked out from nowhere
Oh,
and
no,
then said
trust me,
something.
everything about Reggie is fucking unsettling. I've just gotten used to it.
I mean,
It's really unsettling though. Like his
if
fucking
anything
blank
about,
stare, the way he walks, everything. Just, oh.
yeah, yeah, the presence alone was a little weird, I will say. But
Honestly, I hope you don't have to spend too much time with him, cause it takes a while to get used to him. It's not like he will ever hurt you or anything. More so, just
okay,
he can sometimes say mean shit that he doesn't really mean because he doesn't understand the implications of what he's saying because he doesn't understand the emotions that come with it. He just kind of says it because it's logical. For example, someone
well,
could have just, let's say, died recently, right? And he would have just been, yeah, well, you should have done this, 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 and you could have done this at this time, but, you know, and he will never tell you that you should do something. He just, you know, blames you for not doing it. And he doesn't understand that it's mean, that he's, with him saying all that shit. He just, it's complicated. Really complicated. Of course, a God of Knowledge is going to be complicated. What am I saying?
I don't know about these tactics that you're talking about. All he really did was walk up to us, talk weird, and then gave Simon this note where it was the coordinates to Asphus, and I kind of said some rude things saying like, I don't trust this. I don't trust this person. I know that, well, I trusted them a little bit more. Not kind of, maybe not really, because they said they were friends with you and King Green. And well, I've only talked to King Green once. I know King Green wasn't all that nice to me on my first day back, but Reggie was different. But I trust you. And so they said that I should come talk to you if I ever see to it. And that was yesterday.
Wait,
And since then, what?
um, okay, so you just mentioned that you did see King Green, right?
Yeah, like a long time ago when I first came back from
Do
my
you
trip.
remember at all what he was like?
He was very blatantly honest. He told me that specifically. That's kind of his thing.
Yeah, no, that's completely, completely his thing. Yeah, being
Yeah,
honest.
it didn't help that he was just saying shit I didn't want to hear right when Asher was talking to me, and I realized who Asher was after all this time.
Look,
It wasn't a good day for
I,
me.
I'm sorry that you're having these, meetings that you don't really want with the eyes and stuff, but they don't really come whenever you just want them. Sometimes if they feel they have to, you may not think they have to, but if they feel they have to, or if they just want to, that's normally when they will. It's not really a thing I can help or control, and the reason you saw King Green look a lot more like me was because he was actually controlling my body. Meanwhile, I can assure you, all day yesterday I
Yeah.
was in my own body. This means that Reggie most likely used his true form, I'm assuming.
Is that rare?
It is rare because ever since they became attached to me, they don't really use it, as it kind of drains them. Not permanently, temporarily. So they don't really bother going into it. So Reggie must have really wanted to talk to you and Simon to do that.
I don't know what his business was between Simon and Anna, but he did give Simon the inspiration to go to Asphus, and that was yesterday. He's
Uh,
gone now.
hmm.
He might have already seen Anna by now.
Look, I had no idea this happened, okay? The best thing I can do is ask Reggie, but Reggie's main thing that he does is not tell people stuff. Unless he wants to.
Hmm.
AKA, if he find. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna try to explain Reggie to you, but it's gonna get confusing, okay?
Okay.
So, Reggie, if if you ask him for information, but he but most likely he will not want to tell you because he will want you to find that information out yourself. He might rarely give you hints of how to find the information, but he will most likely make you find the information on your own. But there are times where if Reggie feels that if a person knows a specific thing and he likes the outcome, as in he likes how the outcome will turn out, or if he just finds it more appealing in a way, he will make sure that that outcome is what is gonna happen by making sure that person finds out that information that will cause that outcome. If that
Well,
makes sense.
if that's what he did with Simon and Anna, it worked because Simon left Marigold. I tried to convince him that maybe
Now,
he,
I
he shouldn't
really,
trust Reggie immediately, but he
really,
left.
really hate to be saying you this, but I cannot confirm whether this outcome, what you so-called wanted, will be good or bad. I'm hoping it's good because come on, it's gonna be Simon and Anna. I don't see how that might turn out bad, but with Reggie, I can tell you the stuff of why he does some of the things, or just my stuff is still mostly guesses, but I've been with him for a lot of years, so I've kind of gotten to kind of understand how Reggie works, but I still can't, you know, put everything that Reggie does to a complete guarantee. Because while I may be the host of the eyes, that does not mean I have full control over them. But if you're ever worried about Reggie being a danger to Marigold as a whole, not gonna happen. Reggie could care less about Marigold. He made that very clear.
Okay.
Meanwhile, King Green's a bit different. King Green despises Marigold. Not to the point he would destroy it. To the point he just wants me to never be here. He wants me to just leave.
Is that why I haven't really been around as much?
No, no. King Green isn't even currently around. He's kind of poof, missing. PG, but oh well, yeah, no, it's just that currently half of the eyes are missing and I don't know where they are. So all good, you know. Uh, but wait, sorry, what did you ask? I got fuck, I got sidetracked. What did you
Uh,
ask?
no, no, you're. Uh, it's just that I don't even know if Simon made it to Aspis. So you talking about if the possibilities that you know, Reggie wanted to come true or whatever, like this is what he wanted or whatever. I hope that meant Simon lives and gets to see Anna again because I know he cares about her and
Okay,
I know she cares about him.
I can tell you the good outcomes that feel right for Reggie to want. I can also tell you the bad outcomes if you want. Like, they might not be near true at all. I'm just saying it's what my guess is from what I know of how Reggie wants stuff.
Uh,
It
I
depends
don't
if you
know.
want to hear them, because these are all just guesses, and it might bring us to some kind of conclusion. But
I don't know.
like,
I've always been
if
a.
you want, you can come here maybe another day or sometime, and maybe by then I would have been able to ask Reggie, and hopefully there's some kind of information. But knowing him, he probably will not tell me.
I mean, sure. If you're not really coming into Marigold as often and I can find you here, maybe we'll make this an every once in a while kind of thing. I'll come visit you and we'll just talk about the gods or whatever else is new.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Does no one else really come out here anymore now that Anna's gone?
Well, there's a few times I might end up seeing Casper on my roof. Uh,
Casper is an interesting one. I know that much.
yeah.
But they're friends with YB, and
Then none of the other Margolians really ever come by. I haven't seen a Sidoni in forever. Um, obviously I haven't
everything
seen
all
Anna.
good between you two?
Yeah, I just
Sorry if it's not my place to ask, but
no, it's all good. Just we haven't seen each other. Like, I don't know where he is, and well, I'm ever since I really retired, I'm not really
looking for him.
more so. I don't know where to start.
Last time I checked, he's in New Evergreen.
Yeah,
I don't think he lives at the place where apparently the Conventus used to live. Puffer told me that once.
is Puffer still around?
So I think he might be in one of the houses in New Evergreen if you ever want to give it a look.
I'll see.
Yeah. Listen, we can definitely we can definitely make this a weekly thing. I'll come and visit. Um,
Yeah, it'd
I
be
should be
good to
getting
have some
back.
other company other than just me, and sometimes Reggie and Mr. Drugs come by. But
Yeah.
honestly, if
Um,
I think they ruin my mentality more so than give me company.
sure. Oh, maybe I'll come by once or twice a week, all right? How's that
Yeah,
sound?
but I just hope you don't come by in a day where Mr. Drugs is around.
Well, let's just see which days we pick and see if we're lucky, I guess.
All right.
But I've just had a really long day. YB, Melody, and I just finished rebuilding the courthouse, in Marigold. If you're ever walking by or if you find yourself even in Marigold, you should check it out.
Okay, we'll do.
Last time I remember you in the courthouse, you were being a lawyer there, remember?
For Reggie himself.
Yeah. Well, nobody else wanted to.
Well, Simon was just ready to put him away as his lawyer. But I
Yeah.
believe that, you know, Richie, with all the bad stuff he's done, you can't deny the possibility of
I haven't
manipulation
seen him
always
in
being a
forever,
thing.
so let's hope it stays that way. Um, yeah. Well, yeah, I gotta get going. If Anna ever comes by and tells you about what happened with Simon, could you try to send me a letter or something, or maybe come to Marigold and let me know if I don't find out
Yeah, you,
myself?
you still live over at the same place with Melody, right?
Yeah, with Melody and YB too now.
Oh, maybe is there
So
too now?
yeah, long story. Maybe I'll explain next time I come over.
All right, yeah, why not?
All right. Well, thanks for having me over. I'll see you someday soon.
Okay, yeah.
All right?
See you
Okay.
then.
Take care, Kay. Yep. Bye for
See
now.
ya, G. Safe travels.
You too.
I'm not traveling anywhere. Okay. And there he goes. All right. It's been. I do not keep a. Why didn't I keep a calendar in here? I did not keep track of days. One, two, three, two, one. I didn't keep track of days. I think isn't Jay staying around here? I could ask him what day it is. Oh, it'd be so awkward. Anyways, okay. So Ace wanted violet colors. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have to go hunt a few. Oh, uh, hello. Oh, Jay.
Hey,
Hi. What's up?
hi. How's it going?
I was actually
Um,
a few seconds away from going over to your place.
oh, uh, did you know where I live or
Yeah,
stay at?
yeah. Well, kind of, you know, it's not hard to see through the windows from here.
Yeah, I don't like how spacious the windows are. Anna told me where I could find you. I
Oh,
wanted to
that's
come
good.
chat.
Yeah. What's up? Wanna come in?
Are you busy?
Not really. I mean, I'll probably have to end up going hunting for a few materials and then gather a few dyes for Ace, but not really in a hurry. So what's up?
Okay.
Oh, by the way, what
Mind
day
if I come
is
in?
it?
Yeah.
Or also, how much days has it been since?
Since New Year's?
Yep, that.
It's the second right now. It's kind of early in the day.
Oh,
It's like 2 o'clock, I think.
so okay.
We have a spare clock in our place. More melody in our soon.
Well, I'll
Maybe
probably.
I'll bring one over.
I mean, I might just ask Anna to get me one of those calendars. But
Yeah, we
yeah,
got one in the house. And anyway, how are you? How have you
uh,
been?
I've definitely been better. uh,
I I wanted to like formally apologize for how I might have seemed just the night. Everyone, saying their worst about Rain and the situation. I feel bad. I I spoke with Annan, Sesby, and Simon yesterday about what we can do moving forward. I feel a lot better. Obviously, not about the fact that you had to kill Rain and that Rain died and that Anna was afraid and everyone was a little worried about everything. But I want you still to know I don't blame you for what you did. You did do the right thing as much as I
did I
don't like the
though?
fact that I
Think about
I
it.
might have been wrong.
But yeah, but also look at the fact that Rain did only push Anna. Is that
I
death
know.
worthy? Sure, there could have been the threat of a possible stabbing, but it was a push.
I It's all I've been thinking about since it happened. I like
Guess what
not
I've been thinking about since it happened.
I remember what you said about Rob and about Moss and Asher.
Sorry,
And
what did I say?
you said that you watched when Moss killed Rob in front of you and you didn't do anything about it. And I thought about how I was in a completely different realm when that happened.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't have a say in any of that, but I get it. Not that I've been in your position before. I've had to kill more times than I've had to count for reasons either self-defense, protection of others, or
Okay,
maybe one day I got really angry. But
let me make how this went for my mindset in a better way. because I haven't really explained it well. So, in my entire fucking past, with the amount of fucking people I've killed, and remember, this includes goddamn other like friends of mine. I killed the best friend of mine one day. There was fucking multiple children I had to kill in different times. My past had a lot of stuff that I had to do so many fucking bad things. But when I finally tried to stop myself from killing, and then I began to enter Marigold, shit begins to happen, and slowly I have a feeling like karma is just after me, as it just feels like my life has been crumbling slowly down. Like it feels like I was in the building through my whole life, no matter how fucking bad it seemed, and it just started crushing onto me bit by bit, and it just been piling on, and then having to go with a plan that hurt so much people because I was ready to sacrifice myself into killing Asher, but then Asher died before that by Meredith. So then the people I hurt because of the plan I was trying to make was for nothing. So I just held that guilt with me constantly, even though they said they forgave me. And there's also the guilt of, standing there right beside the fucking stage with Rob there talking, and then he just fucking dies, and all I fucking do is laugh like a fucking maniac, trying to pretend I'm fucking mentally insane and up with everything Asher has been putting us through, and then fucking Anna goes up on a fucking stage, and the rain goes up to Anna, and I don't even look if Rain's gonna actually attack, and I've like for I would have killed Rain either way, if even if Rain just went up to Anna just to shake Anna's hand, I would have killed Rain there because I just couldn't handle it. My vision was getting blurry.
I'm I'm so sorry, Ka.
It's fine.
I
It's fine. It's fine.
I've worried about you for quite some time. You know that. Since that first meeting when we talked about Reggie and King Green and all that stuff way back in September, I made it, a habit of coming to see you, check in on you. I was worried for you. I didn't do much of a good job of being a friend when I first returned from Nucian. Even around the time of the first, well, not the first, but the second election. You know,
I mean, obviously you had no
you
reasons to trust me. Did you see how I was back then?
did you see how I was? I
Better than
manipulated
me.
people. I lied to people. Nonetheless, I still felt bad that my only connection with you, besides King Green, was the fact that you were giving me information on Asher. And look where that got us. The point is, I'm sorry that you had to experience that with Rob, and I wasn't there or anyone else was there to be there with you. I know Asadoni, Ven, myself, the others were gone, and it might sound selfish or maybe even stupid to say out loud, but part of me wishes Rob came with us to Asphodel. That way I would have known that he would live. The whole time we were stuck in Asphodel, Coup, I was hoping that he'd be fine. But he was supposed to go to that dinner in Asphodel. He was supposed to be with us, but he was planning to leave. But Moss and Asher brought him back to kill him. And that whole time, that whole month and a half, we were just wandering the end. We thought he was alive, hoping that he would be. And then we lost Asadoni in the beginning.
Well, trust me, I know. I don't know if I told. I don't think I should told anyone this, but when Estoni woke up after dying, I was there when he appeared.
when he died in the end.
Yeah. And he woke up in this house in the Nether that my gut feeling was bringing me to for a few days while it was still empty. And then one day while I was sitting there waiting for anything, there he was. Doesn't help that I wasn't even that nice to him after a few days because I literally started going insane after Asher finally just broke me.
It's it's been months since Astro left. Things have been better. I I want to believe that things have been better with you and Ace, that you've done better. You've always looked fine and you were, willing to share stories and we would talk about all sorts of stuff back in
Jay,
October, November, December.
me and Ace were generals. That was our whole thing. We are supposed to look fine. We're not supposed to worry others. We're supposed to protect others. That's what generals do. And I know I'm retired, but it's an old habit, hard to get out of, and I need to be fine.
I get it. I I come from a family of mercenaries, bounty hunters, thieves, lawyers, the worst kinds of criminals. It was never something I really wanted to do. It was just something as a kid I was kind of put into, you know? I don't really tell many people this. Melody and Wybe are the only ones who really know. Simon, I think, knows a little bit, but that's besides the point. What I'm trying to tell you is that even though I was raised by mercenaries and made to be a killer myself, because of my father, because of my family, my bloodline, the people who knew Birkenells back then as just a family, a group of murderers and killers and winners, I chose to be different. I had to do some nasty shit to get out of it. And I did. Hollow found me. Way back in, what, 1990? 89? Almost 20 years ago. And he gave me a purpose. I became his vice president. And when he left Nucion, I became president. And while I was president, Co, I was also a general, a lieutenant of the then Knights of Nucion. That's where I met JD. He and I led a task force that were like the Knights of Marigold, but for a different place. And things were a lot better there. But one thing led to another, and Sharma showed up, and, well, you know the rest.
Yeah.
I fled. I ran. I ran away from my problems, and I settled in Marigold. And when Sharma came back to finish the job, I panicked. I lost myself. I started drinking. I started lashing out. I started being an idiot. And I thought the day that Sharma showed up, I would give my life to save Marigold. I know you would have done that for Rob. I know you would have done that for Asadoni too. But you know what I did? I left. I kept running from my problems. And it took me 4 months to figure out what the fuck I was doing. You've been, you haven't ran away like I did.
I tried.
I know deep down you don't want to. I know you don't, Koo. And you don't need to. Hear it from me. Someone who did it himself. Someone who's selfish. Since then, I've been trying to be selfless. Melody whispered that in my ear as I was in a coma after fighting Asher. It wasn't really a coma, I was just knocked out. But the point is, I learned. And after so many years of putting others before me, I had to think about myself. And while it was selfish sometimes, yes, it was something I needed to do for me. You're not a general anymore, Koo. It's been months since you retired. This peace that you've had, I know it just changed on New Year's, but you have a chance to just face it, not run from it. Forget the spear. Forget about Rain. Maybe if you just sat down and talked to someone. Maybe sat down with Simon and really hashed things out. Japple back in Marigold. I know how you are about Marigold recently, and I've only come to you, and you've never been able to come to my house. I know that might be a challenge for you, but maybe in time you can start to open up, let people in. I started getting therapy. I told you so. I started seeing Japple these last couple months while I was coming to see you. And if you want to call it therapy, that whenever I would come to see you, fine. I'm happy you've been able to confide in me. But I need you to hear me now, Koo, that things will get better. Things have been better. You can take a seat and rest easy. I have faith in you, Koo. You're one of my good friends, and I don't blame you for what you did. So stop blaming yourself. I've been looking after Rain as my apprentice for these last few months just as much as I've been talking to you. I didn't know how bad things were between the two of you, but I was spending my time equally with the both of you. I feel just as much as torn as you do, except not as much because you're the one who had to do something about it. I just stood there criticizing Anna, but I felt bad because, well, I know she's not to blame either, but I sure felt like I was blaming her, that I wasn't caring about her well being. Rain is a kid, misguided perhaps, more led and more, uh, what's the word? Led astray than maybe you were when Asher was around. Ma- Rain treated Moss and Asher like family. And maybe there's these parts of her that are easily construed and misguided, but I know that's not you, Koo. When I spoke with Anna last night, with Melody and the others, there's a plan in place. I'm gonna, we're gonna try to get into contact with Rain and hopefully figure this out. I just want you to know you're not needed for it. I don't think you want to be involved,
I don't.
but I need you to know that you can relax.
What
I
if
know it
something?
sounds like a,
What if Rain does something though?
and we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. It's like you and I said, she didn't stab Anna. Maybe there's something pulling her. That's what Simon thinks.
I think it's a neurological problem.
Maybe
Something affecting
she's
her
young.
brain.
She's not like you and me. She's not from our world, really. She grew up underground, where time works differently, she says. Where customs and traditions were very, very different from ours.
Not to be mean, Jay, but not even you are from my time.
I mean, we're both from this planet. But yeah, I know I'm not as old as you are.
Which really makes it funny that I'm not handling the situation better.
People can mess up. People can be misguided. I've been there, Ko. I'm telling you, I speak from experience. And it took me a long time to bounce back. But
But my point is, how does it make sense that you have the experience to comfort me when I am so much older? I have so much more years of experience. How am I not handling this better?
my dad used to say something similar. At least about my great grandfather and my grandfather too, saying how old they were, but they were always wise. But the truth is, even though you may be old, there are times where you won't always be the wisest, or you won't always be right.
I really
I
miss the
know
times
you
where I
want,
was.
and there will be more times when you were right, and there will be more times when you were wrong. But you weren't wrong here. As much as I hate to admit it, because Rain is just a kid, but you did what had to be done. Nobody looks at you differently. I don't.
I know who does though.
Anna, Rain,
Don't get me wrong, me and Rain never got along. Hell, back when, quote unquote, I was working for Asher, I ended up just stabbing Rain with my axe in the shoulder because Rain wouldn't listen to me. So don't get
heard
me
little
wrong,
stories.
me and Rain were never close to hell. Nearly, I stabbed and nearly stabbed Rain multiple times, but it it doesn't change this.
Things do change. Cool. People change. You've seen it yourself. I know you have. You just find it a weird concept because you're talking about yourself now. I'm sure you were in my shoes once, younger and thinking that it would never happen to you, that you knew exactly what kind of person you are and who you wanted to be, but now you're unsure.
Oh, trust me, when I was young, I had no fucking idea what to do. When I was young, I was put into the position of already having to murder for my own survival, already having to lie to every single human fucking being for my survival, betraying my friends, killing my friends. I was put out to be a right hand man of an entire fucking empire when I was just 16.
I hear you.
So I was
As a
always
child,
uncertain of what to do. Being right hand man of empire, killing my best friend, going out to then be a leader of a rebellion, working out wars, being I was the main source of all fucking strategies, all fucking plans, everything, every single idea, every single murder that happened for the empire was my idea. And now this, what I am now compared to that, past me would be laughing in my face, calling me pathetic, and I kind of am.
you aren't cool. It's called life. People do it. We live it every day, whether we want to or not. I know exactly how you feel. I was conditioned as a child to be a killer too. I was forced by my own father to kill my best friend because he was giving intelligence of our clan, our family, to rival families. I grew up in the slums, very poor people, you know, brick buildings, very cheap, very messy walkways and paths and roads. But we were the family that had it best out of all the other, what people would call us commoners. I came from nothing. And when I lost my family, I had to be a killer for my own survival too. I killed many people to get where I was. And, well, killing people got me to safety, to a haven. That's when I met Holler, and I found a life there. And I did some stupid things, you know, off and on relationships, stupid decisions as a government head, sometimes not really doing the best as a general with the Knights of Nucion. I surely wasn't the best president of Marigold, a job now I loathe. I couldn't imagine being president again of Marigold. I let down everyone. I let down YB, JD, Melody. I lied to JD. I used him, my faith in him, to get to Sharma. to let him out with Simon and Hollow, and we killed Sharma. I went to prison with a smug ass fucking grin on my face, thinking I did the right thing, but I was wrong,
How
and
the
I went
hell
to
was
prison
killing
for it.
Sharma the wrong thing?
It's complicated. I got praise and I was criticized for killing Sharma, but deep down I thought I did do the right thing, but in the end, it didn't really matter.
But it
What I'm
got
trying
rid
to
of
say is
Marigold's one of the biggest underlying threats. It wasn't an open threat. But it was a threat that was just constantly there looming under everyone. How would getting rid of that threat not be a good thing?
I got rid of the figurehead, not the terrorists that were hurting and killing people in Marigold. He did nothing. He was in a cell for months doing absolutely nothing. But I killed him because of personal history. How he sent a person to kill my partner as I fled, and I ran for months until I found Marigold. He killed someone really close to me.
It
I
still
acted
got
out
rid
of
of somewhat
spite,
of a
out of
threat, even though it might have not have been the bigger threat. Jay, you still did get rid of a threat. So, well, okay, I almost say it wasn't the best thing to do, but fuck, I would never call it a bad thing to do. You definitely did the good thing with killing Sharma, and nothing is gonna convince me otherwise. Killing Sharma was a good decision. Keeping him alive, that would be a bad decision.
it's how I did it that I'm upset with still. That's all. And what I'm trying to tell you, though, is it's not about what you use that spear for. It's about the actions you do that lead you there. You protecting Anna the way you did, you should never blame yourself for it, no matter what you have to do. Whether you had to kill Rain and someone else who was helping, whether it was less than that, whether you overreacted or underreacted, you did do the right thing. And it might take forever, years, or an eternity for me to realize that killing Sharma was for the best, but in the long run, I hurt a lot of people, and I don't want you to do the same. I know you're good, Ku. I have faith in you. I've grown to trust you, and I've grown to appreciate you as my friend. And I know you wouldn't jeopardize that. I'm happy for you and Ace. I saw you two talking. And I know Anna's good to see you again. And I'm sure she's even more ecstatic that you're here in Asphus. And I'm sorry I missed our, weekly check-in last week. I was under a lot of stress.
That's
But
fair.
I, w-
Honestly, knowing what the days normally come by, it would have really been best if you didn't see me on that day.
I hope we can keep meeting and I can keep being that friend for you.
Sure, yeah. If you don't mind, I can sometimes come over to where you are staying. Is Meldia there with you, or is it just you?
Yeah, it's the both of us. I'm sure she wouldn't mind. I know you two weren't the best of friends, but I know you two were acquaintances at best.
Well, it was really like we were technically under the same roof, close enough ideologies, I guess, but both of us really thought that Asher was somewhat pathetic. Um, we never really got to talk to the point where we became friends because me and Melody really didn't talk much, like at all. And I really wish to change that one day, but I just don't really know how to start. You know.
All it does is it only takes a knock. And if you feel comfortable talking to us here while we're staying in Astros for the next few days, then ever coming to visit in Marigold, I'm fine with that. You come when you want.
All right.
I'll
Thanks.
always be here. for you if you need it.
Thanks. That means a lot.
Of course, Co. I should get going, by the way. It's getting a little late. Still got some other things to do for Simon today.
If you do need my help or anything, just do tell me.
Of course. Care about you, man, alright? Get some rest. And try not to think about the negatives, okay?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
You know where to find me, okay?
See you then.
See you around, Co. Have a good night.
You too. Right, I have to go hunting. And I'm using a sword, not the spear.